When I talk to the world about my country, they could not believe that this is real. And they have to check Google and read about because they cannot believe that this is real.
I've actually lived all over the world, and I know what people think about Paraguay. It's like kind of a hidden country in South America, but it's a gem.
We are convinced that Paraguay has many of the answers for the world, but we need to go out and tell this to the world. We need to untap the full potential of the Paraguayans.
In a region often characterized by political and economic turmoil, high inflation, and instability, Paraguay stands out as an exception. But how has this small landlocked country managed to maintain stability and achieve economic growth? Over the past 2 decades, its economy has grown faster than the regional average, with significant reductions in poverty. Additionally, Paraguay has one of the most competitive tax regimes fostering business growth. Paraguay runs on 100% renewable electricity, making it one of the greenest countries in the world. We've come to Paraguay to uncover this hidden gem. So what makes Paraguay so intriguing? To find out, we'll delve into the factors that shape this country today, the foundations of its economic strength, and the unique qualities that make it a compelling destination for growth in the future.
Paraguay is a country with the lowest debt to GDP among all countries in Latin America. This is one level of public commitment that is very hard to find, because in democracy, a government that arrives, they are urged to deliver results. And most of the time, they will take decisions that are good on the short term, but are very, very bad for the long term. So when a society is growing, when you have one generation planting a seed to see a tree grow and give shade for a kid that is not born yet. And this is what we do. We plan for the long term. What are the things that Paraguay plans to do in terms of sustainable production? How are we going to maintain our forests, the water reservoir? How are we going to use the clean renewable energy that we have, the massive amount of energy that we are using, and how can this use to produce more sustainable goods?
Paraguay is positioned for significant growth. But what makes the future so promising for this nation? What are the key drivers in Paraguay's growth? One of the key reasons is stability. Over the past 2 decades, Paraguay's economy has grown faster than the regional average. The poverty rate has decreased dramatically. This reduction is a direct result of the country's economic growth and structural reforms, which are heavily focused on macroeconomic stability. This raises the question, how do they plan to maintain this stability, especially when new investments are coming into the country?
I was talking to a manufacturer over here yesterday that demonstrated that 10 years ago, that when they opened up their manufacturing facility, they bought land that cost $4 per square meter. Now, after 10 years, the price is $60 per square meter. So this type of growth opportunities are going to attract a lot of people, a lot of investments is going to come. How are you balancing this high demand for investment, hunger for growth?
Well, Paraguay has become a very economically stable country. So that is something that we have matured into. That's a foundation. So Paraguay needs to dig deeper into the attraction of businesses and this new vision of really getting the world to know Paraguay and start coming and investing in all sorts of areas.
Stability is indeed the foundation of Paraguay's growth. It creates a pro-business environment, which is further enhanced by the country's favorable tax policies. Paraguay offers one of the most competitive tax regimes for foreign investment in the world. Business income tax is set at a low rate of 10%, and there are various incentives to attract foreign investors, including tax exemptions for significant investments.
We make this pact, this agreement among the business community, the politics community, and also the policy aspect. So we set a lot of reforms. For example, we lower taxes.
Taxes are very low, the lowest in the region.
The taxes are low, the opportunities are great, the market is very green, so you can improve and the people that work here is very, very great people, very talented.
This is another key factor in Paraguay's promising growth, the young population. According to the latest demographic data, the nation's median age is approximately 26 years. This stands in stark contrast to the median age in the United States being 38 years and in Europe around 42 years.
New generation of young people that is more connected to the world and then has more opportunities to see what's happening outside of Paraguay and understands all the possibilities that we have here. And that it is exciting, and you feel the hunger or the ambition of people that want things to be done differently, that want better solutions, better way of life.
Paraguay is very well known for its young population, which is quite a peculiarity here in Paraguay, and is something that we have to take advantage of.
This demographic advantage means a vibrant and dynamic workforce.
There's a lot of talent here that people are not fighting over.
Other thing, it's about their people, the young population of Paraguay. This is a huge opportunity for business, especially for business that they need a lot of people to work on their factories. And so a lot of young people that are very trainable, they can say, that you can train very easy and to make things happen.
Another reason for Paraguay's promising future is the abundance of opportunities.
You have the people and who have the hunger and the willingness to do and the ambition to seize those opportunities. And at the same time, there's so much to leverage, right? Paraguay has everything that the world kind of wants and needs in this new phase, right? Clean water, natural resources, strategic logistics, geographic location. So lots of reasons to be excited.
And I always believe that here in Paraguay, even though we have a lot of things to improve, those are also opportunities for us to show ourselves in the other countries that we can do better. And I've always believed that we have a lot to learn from other countries, but nothing to envy.
Among these opportunities, the technology sector stands out. Paraguay is quickly adapting to new innovations, and there is a strong push towards becoming a technology hub.
I think that we are living a moment in Paraguay where everyone can feel that is doing something to be better. And that is really cool, because I can see that in software engineering ecosystem it's happening everywhere.
If we do the things the way we need to do them, we could become a technology hub regarding the startup system, that technology hub from South America. And regarding the Paraguay as a country, we're in the middle of South America, so we have all the opportunities to become a hub.
I started meeting a lot of developers from other startups, and I saw the hunger that they have and the skill that they have. So match that with the opportunity, and you can make something great. And you can use Paraguay as, let's say, a first market, and then tap into other markets, just like we're doing with Paraguay now, Bolivia, and then Peru.
This hunger for growth and innovation is also driving the development of a vibrant startup ecosystem. Paraguay's young and ambitious entrepreneurs are creating new ventures that are set to transform the economic landscape.
We are just starting. We are a young ecosystem. We are just starting. But as other countries started 10 or 5 years ago, it's a huge opportunity to being the first.
So there are no barriers. If you work in technology, your market is the whole world. There's no reason to just focus on Paraguay, and that it doesn't matter if you're from Paraguay. You can build something completely world-class from here.
The talent in Paraguay is ready and waiting for the right investments to unlock their potential.
So many opportunities to do here, not only in the financial industries, but everywhere. We could add technology pretty much in every industry here, and we need more startups, to be honest, to partner with these big industries. I've seen the talent here. I've seen the startups. I've met with over 100 startups here. But I guess we need more access to resources, not only money, but also people, mentors, to guide these startups into how to navigate into these big companies.
Look, this great talent, and nobody's looking this great talent. And how about bringing more money opportunities to these entrepreneurs? There's a huge opportunity of being the first. And especially if you see the numbers of the VC increasement in growth in Brazil, for example, of the last 5 years is 200%. And you say, wow, 200%. And then go and see the number of Colombia. 5 years. In the last 5 years. 5,000%. 5,000. Okay, who is going to be the next Colombia? Colombia was the same as Paraguay 5 years ago. Who's the next Colombia?
With the growth drivers of stability, favorable tax policies, a young and talented population, abundant opportunities, and an emerging tech and startup ecosystem, Paraguay is well positioned for the future. As with any developing country, Paraguay does face significant challenges. However, these big issues also present big opportunities for solutions, especially through technology.
I saw the opportunities from day one. I mean, Paraguay is a third world country. It has so much to be done, and not necessarily innovative technology, but just catch up to other Latin American countries, to be honest. So I saw that as a great opportunity and matched that with the talent that I saw here.
To understand how these challenges can be turned into opportunities, we spoke with venture capital investors who have a stake in Paraguay's future.
At the same time, while we are developing our tech ecosystem and innovation ecosystem in those countries, and of course also in Paraguay, you can have a huge opportunity of solving these structural problems that we have in Latin America and we have in Paraguay with technology and with innovation. Seeing the world that we can really solve that issue through technology. So that's why the thesis of I think is solving structural problems through technology. And we only invest in tech entrepreneurs that are transforming Latin America through technology.
The Paraguayan people are entrepreneurial by nature. They'll never let a business opportunity slide by, or like they'll take anything they can and try to turn it into a business. Most industries are still in the very early process of adapting technology, which is a huge opportunity across different areas. And these industries, like they're curious about technology, they want to implement technology, so there's a lot of opportunity across different areas.
Investments in Paraguay can be highly transformative.
So if you invest here in Paraguay, automatically have impact in the people, impact in the country, impact in the economy.
A prime example of where issues can be turned into solutions is in financial inclusion.
We are trying to have, for the young people, the opportunity to growth in their financial education, but also on the economic growth, because they are related, right? The more you know about how money works, the more opportunity you will have to choose the better financial product, right?
Financial inclusion has been a significant issue in Paraguay. In 2021, only 54% of the population had access to banking. This is roughly 3 million people unbanked. There is a massive opportunity for innovation in the financial sector, aiming to bring more people in the formal economy.
I'm working on this project on fintech inversiones, trying to find way for improve the financial inclusion of the people that don't have access to the bank or financial institution in Paraguay, because we believe that is a big opportunity for the unbanked people in Paraguay to start having the first contact with the digital payments, and we try to provide solutions for that.
And I know there's a lot to do still in Paraguay, and there's a massive opportunity for Paraguayan banks to bring more and more people into the formal financial sector. You know, Paraguay, unfortunately, is still well known for, say, very high percentage of informal people, very high percentage of people who are underserved, who are completely excluded from the formal sector, from the banking sector. Personally, I was very enthusiastic when it comes to doing something that might trigger real financial inclusion in Paraguay. So we have quite a massive percentage of the Paraguayan population completely excluded from the financial sector. And that's exactly how Bueno was born, with that purpose of bringing more and more people into the financial sector and to conduct real financial inclusion.
The efforts are starting to pay off. The unbanked population has decreased significantly. In the last 2 years, the percentage of people who have access to banking increased from 54% to 76%. One player that is heavily contributing in addressing this challenge is Bueno, Paraguay's first digital bank. By leveraging technology, Bueno is bringing financial services to those who previously had no access.
Bueno is the first digital bank in Paraguay. It has been operating for the last couple of years. We're very satisfied so far with the reception we have had from the people in Paraguay. We've been operating for 2 years now as Bueno. And in the last year and a half, we have had the capacity to open over 600,000 bank accounts, and out of which 200,000 people never before had the chance to operate with the banking sector, and that is real financial inclusion. And we're very convinced that the only way to do that is with digital channels and with technology, with a mobile phone app, with the web services, etc.
Bueno is growing rapidly. They are set to become the largest bank in Paraguay.
We're going to be the largest bank in Paraguay in terms of number of clients. Yeah, roughly 2 million clients in Paraguay, which is quite a lot for the Paraguayan standards.
And there is still a lot to be done.
We have a huge, massive opportunity ahead of us, but we still have a long way ahead of us in terms of bringing more and more people to the formal banking sector.
Mi sueño personal es que el 100% de los paraguayos estén bancarizados, que tengan el acceso a través de la bancarización, como te decía antes, de una tarjeta de débito, ni siquiera de crédito, una tarjeta de débito internacional, Mastercard o Visa, tengan la posibilidad de hacer lo que para nosotros es normal. Para nosotros digo que es normal es tener un Netflix o pagar un curso online o tener medicina o poder comprar un ticket aéreo y viajar. Para muchos paraguayos eso no es la normalidad.
Much like financial inclusion, sustainability is another significant challenge modern nations face. And in this case also, big challenges can lead to big solutions.
When we think about the scarcity, for example, water or land, I think that Paraguay creates a huge opportunity. So I think that Paraguay economic development has a lot of potential. Water, land, electricity, clean renewable electricity.
Paraguay has tackled the problem of clean energy head-on, striving for carbon neutrality and sustainable development. A cornerstone of Paraguay's clean energy success is the Itaipu Dam.
The energy produced in Paraguay is green and renewable. And that is an enormous opportunity we have to share to the world.
The Itaipu Dam was financed through loans guaranteed by the Brazilian government. Paraguay, which did not have the financial resources to build the plant, arranged a loan from Brazil to meet the initial capital demand plus other future investment needs. The debt for the construction of the Itaipu Dam has now been paid off. Itaipu Binacional, the joint company owned by Brazil and Paraguay, paid off the last installments of the debt in February 2023.
The 50-year debt from Paraguay to Brazil has been paid. Now Paraguay has tremendous opportunity to utilize this excess capital that comes from this energy production here at Itaipu to put in motion, especially the critical infrastructure of energy distribution, road infrastructure, education, health, etc. Look at these beautiful views that we have and the tremendous capacity to produce clean and sustainable energy here in Paraguay.
So now the opportunity and the question is, what do we do with that excess amount of money?
One area where investments could be headed is to tackle the energy infrastructure. While production is strong, the distribution network requires significant improvements to ensure constant and reliable energy supply.
Paraguay needs to work a lot in the distribution of the energy. We have energy production, but we don't have a good distribution. So our flow of energy is not constant. We have a lot of power outages during the year, especially in the summer years when it's very hot and there's more demand for energy. So this is something that the government is talking a lot about, and it's one of the priorities of the current government for this energy to be able to flow, constantly, especially to industries. We need this because the productivity is very important.
Fortunately, the government is taking action to address these issues.
So Paraguay's vision is all of that money, all of that surplus amount of financial utilities can now be put into use for the building of infrastructure and industry, because why? The debt is already paid, and now we have around, depending on the tariff which is being negotiated with Brazil. So the idea of the Paraguayan government is to, for these next 50 years, use Itaipu as a source of financing of the building of the country in terms of infrastructure, airports, road, the hidrovia, which is the waterway that runs through the countries. Every infrastructure that makes the means for businesses to grow and industries to also grow in Paraguay.
These plans lay the groundwork for sustainability's exciting future in Paraguay.
Paraguay can conceivably become carbon neutral, within the next 10 years or so, right? And really its whole economy, even as a carbon sink. Paraguay has a very exciting future. I'm like, wow, this place you could actually be like, hey, come to this country and it's carbon neutral. Like this country is not emitting more carbon than it's taking in, right? And that'd be super cool. Like I would be very interested in a country like that, right? And yeah, you could do manufacturing there and all the electricity is renewable, or right, you can start to think of all these different initiatives.
And this contributes to what nationally we have to do, which is start consuming 100% of the energy that we produce, because today we export energy to Brazil and Argentina to their industries. So why not industrialize our country and be able to export finished goods and not export a commodity such as electrical energy, which involves investing massively in this distribution system so that the energy can be available to these large data centers or infrastructure in industrial terms that will come to our country. Paraguay exports 80% of the energy that is available in the. We need to use that energy. But in order to use that energy, first we have to have a vision. The vision of the country is to make Paraguay what the Middle East was in terms of petrol, in terms of green energy. Paraguay is the next Saudi Arabia of green energy available for the world.
And I think we need to untap the full potential of the Paraguayans, right? So this is why my most important project is to encourage Paraguayans to dream big, to look around and believe in themselves and saying, our problem is not that we are geographically landlocked. The problem is that we are mind-locked, and we need to unlock this full potential. We need to dream big, and we now have to convince all Paraguayans that this country has absolutely everything what is needed to develop.
As we wrap up our exploration of Paraguay's transformation, it's evident that the country is positioned for remarkable growth. Fueled by youthful energy, favorable tax policies, and sustainable practices, Paraguay is turning challenges into opportunities. Whether advancing technology hubs, enhancing green energy capabilities, developing forestry, or expanding its agriculture and manufacturing sectors, this nation exemplifies stability, resilience, and vision. From the heart of South America, Paraguay invites the world to witness the unfolding story of a country ready to embrace the global stage.
It will definitely not be a hidden gem anymore, right? It's a gem for sure, but it will be for sure not as hidden in a few years.